Hi everyone, welcome back. So we already saw in one of the previous video what is cloud storage and how the data or your photos get stored, right? So to follow up on that, let's see what is one of the good advantages of using cloud storage for storing your photos or your data, right? So just to recap on what cloud is and how your data gets stored, right? For example, this is your mobile phone and you have your Google photos, right? Google photos. So when you click a picture and store it in your Google photos, so what happens is that, so let's assume this is the cloud storage of Google, right? So when you hit the save button, the photos gets transferred to Google Photos or the Google's cloud storage via internet. And when you request for the same photos to be viewed in your phone, basically Google will send you the photos back again via internet. I'll put an arrow this way as well, right? So the cloud storage of Google, for example, one unit of that storage may be located in Mumbai, right? Is usually called as a data center. Data center, right? So in a data center, there will be many number of machines, which is combination of processing power and memory, right? So you can take it as computers. There is one computer here, two computers here, and so on. Usually there are like hundreds of computers, I think. So for simplicity, we can say there are these many computers in this data center, right? So what are the advantages of storing it this way, right? In a generic location and then getting it via internet, right? So few advantages are, the first one is redundancy. The second one is cost. Maybe the third one is security. And so on, right? So let's analyze one of them in this video, right? We can take the redundancy part. So redundancy is something which we might have done it, even though it is done unconsciously. For example, when I was in my undergrad, I used to be part of this dance team, and also we used to go out, dance, and take videos and all. So initially, those videos I store it in my laptop, right? I get it from the videographer, and then I get it stored in my laptop. So we can say that my laptop, this is my laptop, which is storage 1. Then I kind of got attached to that, and I wanted to make sure that it is little bit more safe. So what I did is I bought a pen drive, and then I started storing the same videos in the pen drive as well, so that if my laptop gets corrupted, I still have a backup, right? So here my pen drive is my storage 2. But then a lot of my friends or my co-dancers used to get this pen drive to copy those videos in their laptop if they lost it or if they deleted it by mistake. So this kept on going here and there. So I started losing trust on that, and I wanted to keep a storage for myself so that all the videos and photos are safe. So what I did is I bought a hard disk, which is an external hard disk like a Toshiba or Samsung hard disk, right? And then I did not rotate this, I kept it for myself. I didn't even tell that I have a backup in my hard disk. Which is storage 3. So basically what I am doing is I am copying the same data or video across multiple storages, which is independent of each other. So this replication is called as, or another term is redundancy. So when you come back to the data center context, so we have multiple computers, right? So when you save a particular photo, what Google does is it stores it in one computer, and then it also takes a copy of that data and stores it in another computer in the data center. So this copying of a data from one server to another server within the same data center is called local redundancy. So by the name, it is pretty straightforward that in the data center Mumbai itself, your data is replicated across multiple storage units. So what could be the other types, right? I'll remove this. So another type of redundancy came in the picture when, okay, say there is a power outage or something wrong happened in the Mumbai's data center. Now if you request for the photos, then the Google will not be able to provide your photos, or it might have lost it as well if the data center got shut down. To improve the redundancy even better, right? Say Google has another data center in India, say Pune. So in addition to replicating the same data within a particular data center, Google also went beyond and stored a copy in a data center which is independent of Mumbai's data center, right? So here also your data will be there. Say a power outage or something happened in the Google data center in Mumbai and this got shut down completely. And if you request a particular photo, your Google will still be able to get it from Pune and deliver it to you, right? So this type of redundancy is called zonal redundancy. So there is another type of redundancy, probably you might have guessed it, which is pretty cool as well, which is called global redundancy or geo redundancy. So what geo redundancy means by the name is, so instead of just putting it in the same country, Google will also go beyond and put it in another country. For example, your same data will be located in Google's data center, which is in California as well. So even if there is a issue in the entire India zone, which is probably very, very rare, but still you will be able to get your data and keep your data safe. So this might be useful for very critical data because every zone as you go above, it is going to be a little bit costly. And one another thing I want to cover with geo redundancy is some countries have legal restrictions that the data should not come out of their country. One example is Qatar. So if any cloud provider go to Qatar and open a data center, there is a legal restriction that only they can support local and zonal redundancy. They cannot get the data out of the country. So this is one additional thing or cool thing to know, that certain countries doesn't allow geo redundancy and they are very strict about the data privacy. But other than that, this is one of the major advantages that storing data in cloud provides. Of course it comes with a cost. This is similar to the example which I showed, where I backed up the data in my laptop, pen drive and hard disk. They are doing it, but they are doing it at scale so that you don't have to worry about it, and it happens seamlessly, and whenever you request data, they will give you the photos and data back. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions, and let's meet in another video. Thank you. Bye.